done it. My channel In Search of Physical Media has finally reached 100,000 subscribers, and I'm blown away. I can't believe it. It's a humbling experience to see how many of you have loved and enjoyed the videos and the content I release here on my channel. It's truly an amazing time, and I just wanted to make sure to say thank you to all of you. I couldn't have done this without all of your amazing support, and from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much. Now in a future video, I'll also share about the award once that arrives, but I wanted to make sure to get this video out as soon as possible for all of you, so that way you could share the excitement with me. I am truly blown away. And there is a lot of exciting things going on in the physical media industry that I wanted to share in this video as well. So I have some news and updates on the 4K Ultra HD movie industry here to share with you. Now, over the last few months, I've gotten a lot of questions from all of you about the delays for 4Ks and Blu Ray releases. Well, I wanted to share with you exactly what's been going on in the industry, a little bit of behind the scenes from my studio contacts that shared with me exactly what some of the issues of what's kind of going on. So from my contacts, they shared with me that previously there was 2 plants that worldwide produced all of the physical media discs, so 4Ks and Blu-ray discs, for all of the studios worldwide. Well, one of the plants closed down due to poor management. Basically, there was numerous issues. They did not manage the plant well, and it closed down not due to having enough sales. It actually had plenty of orders. The problem was because of mismanagement and funds, it closed down because of those reasons. Well, now flash forward, there is one worldwide plant remaining. That plant produces all of the discs for all of the studios when they submit orders for whatever they're wanting on 4K or Blu-ray. Well, the problem that's come in is this year, studios have upped the amount of 4Ks and Blu-rays they're ordering from this manufacturing plant. Because it's the only one, all of those other orders carried over to this plant, and all of the new orders that are coming in have caused delays because they simply cannot produce and manufacture enough discs fast enough. So it's caused a lot of delays with Sony and other studios because they're placing orders for more of these 4K releases they want to release, but then the manufacturing plant basically says we can't get that done soon enough, so they have to push those releases out, and that's what's been going on. Now that's a good problem to have. Here's why. Because they have increased with all of the studios the amount of 4Ks and Blu-rays being released, we are seeing a massive resurgence this year. And physical media is growing, as you can see with this channel. The amount of support I've seen this year has been massive. The amount of people coming on here and saying that because of my videos, they've discovered 4K releases and they're switching from streaming to physical media has been massive. I've noticed a massive increase in the last 6 months alone. Well, I have some exciting data to share with you that Sony shared just recently. So Sony Pictures Home Entertainment had reported a 3% increase over the previous year in physical media sales, which is a $4 million increase over the previous year. So to give you a total example, they sold $126 million in physical media sales for this year alone so far. And that's an increase over the previous year's quarter of $122 million. So a $4 million more in physical media sales, and since then they said it's actually even gone higher. So they are seeing massive amounts of physical media resurgence, just like I explained, which is evident from their exact sales figures for Sony Pictures alone. And here's a stark contrast for you. They did share with me some additional data. For Sony's digital streaming services division, they actually saw a 10% decrease, which was roughly $20 million less that they made over the previous quarter and last year. So that is a massive difference. They saw a 10% decrease, $20 million less in digital services, but a massive increase of 3%, which was over $4 million increase over the previous year in physical media sales. That's why I wanted to share this news with all of you. Physical media is in a massive resurgence, and it's evident by the data itself that the studio shared with me. So this is a very exciting time, and that's why I truly believe so many people are coming to the channel thrilled for the content that I'm sharing about physical media releases, about all these great 4K and Blu-ray releases, and that's why they're excited to get into physical media. They're starting to realize finally that streaming services and digital content does not compare to the quality and owning the physical discs themselves. They're starting to finally realize that, so that's why we're seeing so much more in sales. Now, another big question I've gotten asked a lot is about Disney's deal with Sony. Now, during my conversation with my studio contacts, I did ask about some of the things that were going on with that, and I wanted to share a little bit about that conversation with all of you here. Basically, during that deal, after it did go through, Sony and 20th Century and Disney, that whole deal where Disney's moving all their physical media production and basically all of their advertising and everything over to Sony's, there was some slight basically delays and hiccups, and they did have some things they had to work through, which caused basically all of any plans and things that were going on to be delayed. So that's why there hasn't been as many announcements or any big reveals, though there is a title that's coming to me, which is one of the first Sony produced 4K Ultra HD releases from 20th Century in that Disney deal, and it's The Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Sony did let me know during that conversation that they are sending that to me early for review. It was actually already sent out. I should have that here within the next day or so. They sent it a week and a half early for me to dive into and test for all of you, but this is one of the first 4K Ultra HD releases from this new deal, and it is basically the start of what they're going to plan on doing through the rest of this year and next year. And my understanding is, from talking with my contacts at Disney and 20th Century, is that basically there was some things kind of moving things over that delayed things, and they didn't have answers at the first time basically of how everything was going to work out. And they said now it's kind of starting to work smoother, so that we should see some more things coming out and some more big announcements here, hopefully here over the next few months, because Sony's in charge of them, and they do handle things quite differently, they said, than what Disney did. So basically they're in charge of those announcements, how they go out, how often they go out, and how soon in advance of whatever restorations and things they're working on. They basically determine that through Sony. No longer is basically Disney doing that side of it, because Sony's in charge of the advertising and publication of those. But the good news is I will have the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes in my hands here very soon to dive into and test for all of you and let you know how the first one is from the Sony deal. I'm excited to check this one out and see how the quality is, because this is new territory, and Sony is seeing massive increases, like I said, in their physical media sales, and they are ordering more and more discs because they have big plans for the end of this year. So I hope all of this news and updates gets you excited for what's going on in the industry, and knowing that physical media is not dying. All of that stuff is just clickbaits. I hate all of those videos where, oh, physical media is dying. I see about 100 of them every week. Every desperate person's putting them up, trying to get somebody to click on their video. I don't do that junk. That's why I always stick to the facts, the data, the news, and the updates I get directly from the studios, and it's not dying, it's only growing, and it's getting bigger. And I truly see next year even being a bigger year than this year. So a lot of exciting stuff going on in the industry, and as I'm allowed to share more updates and news with all of you, I will do that as always in these ongoing videos. Now, I do want to make sure to say thank you to all of you again for the 100,000 subscribers. What a blessing it truly is, and I hope all of you are truly blessed every day as well. And I've always got something new, early, exclusive, and exciting coming out very soon.